Hello everyone, welcome back to Clues by Sam. It is June 6th, and I have a very scratchy throat at the moment, so I'm gonna try to do this very quickly, and I'm also not gonna live stream today to let my throat rest. But I'm really excited for this. A second hard one for the weekend. I hope you are as excited as I am. The link to play along with me is in the description, and if you don't know what this is, it is a daily puzzle where there are 20 people on a board, and each of them is either a criminal or an innocent, and we gotta figure that out using the clues that they give us. None of them lie, and there's no guessing involved, so let's start to see. Well, we have unknown people today. Zed is a crocodile. But we are accepting of every type of person here, even if they are fruit. Let's see what Sue says. Donna is one of 3 criminals in row 1. So Donna is a criminal. There's 4 people in row 1 and 3 of them are criminals, so only 1 innocent. Donna says that 1 innocent in row 1 is neighboring Frank. So there's 2 people neighboring Frank in row 1, and one of them is an innocent. We just determined that there's only 1 innocent in row 1, so that lets us know that Eli is definitely not an innocent because the innocent in row 1 is neighboring Frank. Now we don't need Donna's clue or Sue's because we've tagged Brett and Chuck with the same tags to demonstrate that what one of them is, the other person with the same color is not. Eli says that Chuck's one of 12 criminals on the edges, so Chuck is a criminal, which makes Brett an innocent, and we know that out of the 14 people on the edges, 12 of them are criminals, so 2 only are innocents, and one of them is already revealed. Brett is one of the 2 innocents on the edges. Now Brett says there's an odd number of innocents neighboring Petra. Okay, Petra has 5 people neighboring her, and the odd number of those are gonna be innocents. Chuck says that all criminals in column A are connected. So we know, first of all, that at most, because everybody in column A is on the edge, at most there could be a second innocent in column A, if there is any more. And since that would make, from the people left, which are 4, 3 criminals, we know that all of those criminals have to be connected, right? So at least Martin and Kita both have to be criminals, because if any of them are not, then that will make the criminals not connected in column A. And either Frank or Vance could be an innocent in column A, and that would allow all criminals to be connected if Martin and Kita both are criminals. That makes sense to me. We are not sure that any of these people are even innocent, so we don't tag them yet. But I guess we don't need Chuck's clue anymore. Now Martin says that exactly 2 of the 3 criminals in row 2 are Olivia's neighbors. So there's 3 criminals in row 2, 4 people, so only 1 innocent, and that makes, if 2 of those neighbor Olivia, that makes 1 innocent also neighbor Olivia, because there's 3 people total in row 2 neighboring Olivia, right? So where's the 3rd criminal in row 2? It has to be Frank, right? Do we need Martin's clue? I guess so, because it's telling us the total for the row here, so I'm gonna leave that there. Kita says that only 1 criminal in column C has an innocent directly to the left of them. Okay, so people in column C who are criminals. So far, Donna. But she doesn't have an innocent to her left, so she doesn't count. If we have a second criminal here in column C, we gotta look at them. But let's now look at Frank's clue. Petra is one of Tina's 3 criminal neighbors. So Petra is a criminal. Tina has 3 criminal neighbors, so out of the 5 that she has, 2 more have to be criminals. And at least one of those. How does that go? Because we know we have only 1 innocent on the edge besides Brett, right? Tina has 3 criminals neighboring her. It could be that Sia and Zed both are criminals. And that will make Olivia an innocent, right? Because all 3 criminals neighboring Tina will be here. We know that Petra has an odd number of innocents, so that will give Petra at least 1 more innocent. It couldn't be that all of the people neighboring Petra are innocent, because 2 of those 5 are on the edges, and we can't have both of those people on the edges be innocent. We could have one of them be an innocent if Olivia is an innocent. So how do we disambiguate that? We know that Olivia has at least 1 innocent neighboring her, right? In row 2. So, where's Olivia? Here. If she shares, let's try the opposite. Let's make her not share that innocent with Petra. That will make Hall and Karen both criminals, and that will give us the single criminal in column C with an innocent to their left, but that's not what I'm looking at the moment. But that will make Petra able to have an odd number of innocents neighboring her if both Tina and Olivia were innocents, or if none of them were. If that goes, Tina's second innocent neighbor would be here in row 5, sorry. And we would have our last criminal, our last innocent. Why am I mixing those up? Our last innocent on the edge right here. If it was the opposite and Petra had, but I'm doing too many ifs here. I don't want ifs. I want to know. I want to know something. Let's look again at the clues we have. There's an odd number of instances neighboring Petra. Okay, so far there is 1 instant which is an odd number, so let's leave that there. Petra is one of Tina's 3 criminal neighbors, so Tina has 2 more criminal neighbors. Exactly 2 of the 3 criminals in row 2 are Olivia's neighbors. And only 1 criminal in column C has an innocent to their left. Okay. And there's 12 criminals on the edges, so there's only 1 more innocent on the edge. What we have to look at is let me make everybody else in neighbors Petra a criminal. If that's the case, there I go back to the ifs again. If that's the case, it works for Olivia, it works for Petra, it works for Tina, with somebody here being an innocent. If, on the other hand, Petra shared an innocent with Olivia, she would need a 3rd innocent and last one. And it couldn't be Olivia, because if it were, unless Hall, yeah, it couldn't be Olivia. Because that will make Gabe a criminal and Olivia being an innocent. Let's just finish my thought here. Now Petra has 3 criminals, 3 innocents neighboring her, so that makes Tina an innocent. Tina a criminal. Okay, let's start again. Petra has 3 innocents neighboring her, so that makes Tina a criminal. Tina still needs 2 criminals neighboring her besides Petra, so that makes Zia and Zed both criminals. And the only way we could have a criminal in column C with an innocent to their left is if Wanda is an innocent. But now we have too many innocents on the edges, so that doesn't work. Does it work with Karen being a criminal and Hall being an innocent? Yeah, it does. It does. So am I looking at Petra never having an innocent on the edge neighboring her? Let's start from there and see how that goes, because let's say that Petra has one innocent on the edge. Let's say that's Tina. If that's the case, she needs one more innocent neighboring her who couldn't be Karen. So you would have to be either Hall or Olivia. If it were Hall, it doesn't really matter unless Noah is an innocent. Because Zed could be... I'm feeling like I'm missing something. Feeling like I'm missing something because this works. We have a criminal in column C with an innocent to their left. Tina has 3 criminal neighbors. Petra has 3 innocent neighbors. And Olivia has her 2 criminals neighboring her. Are we sure that Vance is never an innocent? Can we make Vance an innocent? If he's an innocent, everybody else has to be a criminal on the edge. And if that goes, Tina has her 3 criminal neighbors, which makes Olivia an innocent. Olivia being an innocent forces Petra to have one more innocent neighbor to make an odd number, so Hall would be the innocent neighbor on Olivia in row 2, which would make Gabe a criminal. And now we have no criminal in column C, even innocent to their left. So we know that Vance couldn't be an innocent. Now Vance says there are exactly 4 criminals in column B. Okay, so we have 4 criminals in column B, which makes Ruby not an innocent. Because if Ruby is an innocent, then everybody else in column B, because we have 5 people, is going to be a criminal. And now there's no way that any criminals in column C could have innocents to their left, because there's no innocents to the left of criminals. So Ruby has to be a criminal. Now, almost misclicked there. Sorry about that. Ruby now says there's an equal number of innocents in rows 2 and 5. Okay, so we know how many innocents are there in row 2, right? There's only one neighboring Olivia here, which means there's one innocent in row 5, and now we know for sure that our second and last innocent on the edge is here in row 5. It doesn't matter who that person is. What matters is that Petra doesn't have an innocent neighboring her on the edge. Now, what? Tina gives us a new clue. Sia has exactly 2 innocent neighbors. Okay, so Sia is not the last innocent on the edge, but either Wanda or Zed are, because Sue is already neighboring Sia and she's an innocent. Now Sia says there are 4 innocents in total on the whole game. So we have 3, Sue, Brett, and a third one here in row 5. So we're gonna have either Gabe or Hall, who are also opposite because Olivia needs 1 innocent in row 2 neighboring her. And that makes our total 4 innocents, so Noah is definitely not one. And that makes Gabe and Wanda opposites, right? Because we need 1 innocent in column B. So how does that go for us? If we give Petra 2... Oh, we can't give Petra 2 innocents. Olivia has to be a criminal. So we know that Hall is definitely a criminal, because if he was an innocent, Petra would have 2 innocents neighboring her. So that makes Gabe an innocent, which makes Wanda a criminal. That makes Zed an innocent. Very nice solution there at the end. I like it. Ooh, 19%. I love my all green. Very proud of myself. Really happy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'm gonna leave this here for today. I'm not gonna be live streaming because my voice is already leaving me. And I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, for more Goals by Sam. Bye bye.